Quiet storm. Okay. Yeah, I was like, come on, yo, that whole event that happened, bro. Nigga, bear witness. I'm like, yo,
Nice.
I got like, yo, first responder in the building. We out here.
Oh
Women and
shit. Well,
children,
yo,
nigga.
let's start it off with that. Let's go. First responder style. Let's get into it. I can hear
Kicking
you
the
good. You
door.
sound clear. Do I sound clear? You sound
It's
clear?
down gravy, ladies.
Crystal.
Gravy, man. It's crazy, man. Listen, kicking the door, waving the snubby. Watch out for the baby. Say hi to your hubby. You know what I'm saying?
Go in kindergarten, put your backpack in the cubby.
Remember when niggas used to call you Tubby? Woo! 2020.
Yo, I stand in front of the mirror butt naked and chant over and over and over, I love me.
I love me.
Bro, real
Father used to
quick.
make me do that shit. Shout out to him. You go look
There's
in the mirror and tell yourself you love yourself.
yo, there's a hey man, that's not a bad practice. You know what I'm saying? We could all use a little bit more self-love. But there's
I wish he didn't tell me when he was buzzed though.
Yeah.
Nah.
You'd rather
he
come
moments.
from
He had moments.
yeah. But hey, yo, what they say, man? Drunk thoughts, drunk mind, sober thoughts, something like that. I don't know because I don't fucking drink anymore. But
right.
Speaking of stuff like that, there's a show out called Lost Resort or Lost Island, something like that. But it's one of those like hippie places. They're shooting a reality show there, but it's one of those hippie places that people go to like, I don't know what to do. I just got to go change my life. But you know, everybody comes from a different background. And one type of therapy that they did, which I would fucking love to do, it was they just stood there and they were like, this is the time to fucking scream, bro. And they got up there one by one and like some of it got emotional because, you know, there's of course the one girl who's just like, you know, I'm not, you know, I'm not really mad. You know, I really don't have too much insight. Yo, and they bring it out of her and that, you know, and by the end she's in the middle of the forest fucking, and you could tell it's like, yo, that shit, yo, to get it out of you, that shit works, bro.
Oof.
So if you hear somebody screaming from the woods, just be like, that's it. Okay, I know that was him. He told me he was going to do that.
They need that. They need that. I don't know who that, but they need that. Yeah, I already know. If some glasses break, you know, hey, that's got shit like that too. They got places I think that really exist like that too, where you can go and just break shit.
Yes,
that was something we were supposed to look into. I don't know if it's in our state, but I know I've heard of it. I think, you know, places like New York where it's fancy shit like that.
Yeah. Well, like, I mean, I remember seeing like Rob Dyrdek do it and shit like that on some of his show or one of his reality shows. But
like, there was actual places he went to.
Yeah, they're just
okay.
But I think they're for that type of stuff as well. For just you got to, you know, you don't. That's why people hit the heavy bag. They don't want to hit a person. It's same shit. Right. It's like, yo, go and lose your mind in there, so you don't lose your mind on other people. And
right.
I support it.
Like, right. Like, and then, look, not everybody can know that everybody has that. I need to release, but some people fail to realize that they really need that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
some people don't know that they have it in there to fucking.
Right. And so it's like, oh, I feel better now. Yeah.
Yep.
That was the dosage you needed this whole time. You're so close to knowing the dose, but
man, I'm all about whatever. I'm all about whatever it takes these days, because I think one of the great things about the whole pandemic is that people got in that mind state of like, life is short, yo, and this is me, and just I think it's more of a be yourself kind of thing that's happening these days, where I notice like I'm talking to people, even like just at my job, that I've never talked to before. You know what I mean? Like everyone kind of got a little bit more human. Everyone kind of got a little more open, a little more real. And I enjoy that. And I hope that we all take that moving forward of just like, of course, people still lie to each other. People are still fake, of course, all those things. But I feel like we wiped away a layer at least, you know?
Right. And those people that are like that, that's their mission, to get out of that shit. They're gonna never change and be that way to the day they die, or one day they'll have some sort of awakening, whether it comes from you or somebody else. You know what I mean? It's just like, motherfuckers just like, yo, you just a lifer. Some people are just lifers at this shit, man. Like, yo, you been lying for life. That's like
Simba.
Yo, that's the whole right. I'm saying lying for life. You're not a lion for life. Oh, wait, whoa. Like, that's a t-shirt, a print for a motherfucker. Like, yo, lying for life. If you're part of that club, nigga, you're the Lie for Life club. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers that just can't turn it
LFL.
off. Yo, LFL, that's all you got. You can't turn it off. They can't, you know what I mean? It's like a fucking broken machine with a cog that just keeps spinning. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, turn this shit off, nigga. Can't. They can't.
Yeah.
I've heard people this like habitual liars for fucking decades. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yo, it's crazy when you can get into that point in your life where you can say you know a motherfucker for a couple of decades. Yeah.
And they've been full of some bullshit.
He's been full of bullshit. Eyes been brown for 20 years, man. You know what I mean? That high, motherfuckers. For those who don't get the reference, shit high. Come on, work with me.
Dookie to the top.
Right. Shit, man. A lot of dookie was flying around yesterday. 2020.
Oh, yeah.
First tropical storm in our area, which I downplayed and did not know. I just like, yo, baby, it's going to rain, right? I heard it's going to rain. I didn't pay attention that close.
Yep.
Like, nigga.
Well, I'll tell you what fucked it up for me, and then I want you to dive right into it. But I'll tell you what messed it up for me is because the device in the background for 2 days was talking about ding, tornado warning in your area, blah, 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 blah. Half hour later, ding, tornado. And like this is happening for 2 days. Then the day after, ding, tropical storm in your area from now till 7 at night. Okay. Then I go to work. And I'm leaving yesterday, and everyone, you ready for the storm? You ready for the storm? You ready for the storm? And I'm like, I've been hearing about it for days. When's it supposed to happen? Then yesterday, the plumber also came over. So I'm asking him, I'm like, is something happening? Then, so it finally, please tell us about it, man, because it happened when it finally happened.
Yeah, it's like, it was happening. I think fucking Toto flew by my crib. I'm not too sure, nigga. Like, shit it got real out here, man. Like I said, I tried to lay down because, I had to bring my mother to, I work overnight, bring my mother to the hospital, had to stay up for a little bit, bring her to the hospital. Boom, got an appointment, let me drop you off. She had an appointment. All right, cool. It's looking a little gray, but it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? I get back home, let me lay down. So now I get woken up within 2 hours, not even. My daughter like, oh, in the back. You know what I mean? She's like, Leah, our gazebo's trying to fly away, nigga.
If that's not the whitest sentence that anyone's ever said.
Yo, the ZB. What's it? Yo, the Zebo. Yeah, right. When niggas try to get fancy, like, yo, I don't like saying gazebos. I say gazebo. Yo, your ZB try to fly away. You know what I mean? So, because mistakenly forgetting that when I put it up in a rush for the party and whatnot, I forgot to stake down the stakes into the perimeter source. Now, I used some of these stakes for the rug I bought, but now it's like, oh, it's a storm, and it's jumping around like a frog, like a Mexican jumping bean. Remember them shits back in school?
Oh, yeah.
To bring them shits in? So shit start jumping around the yard and, hold it down, batten down the hatch. Get out there with the sledge, crust in the eye, drool on the shirt. We out here banging. So I had that. Now I'm up. Now I'm involved in the storm, and it's in front of my house, and it's whipping, bro. When I put that TikTok up, I don't know how long before that. Might have been.
Follow us on TikTok, Watermelon vs Pumpkin.
Watermelon vs Pumpkin. Check that out. It was watching the storm coming because it was like crazy moments. It was whipping around the trees. It was just shit was flying around. Like people's shit was coming out of the pool up the street. Siding of the houses were just flying down the block. Like, what the fuck, Armageddon?
And because you're closer to the water than me too, so I'm
right.
The water, water whipping.
The water had it right because it was coming through, and like so. Then now we're out there. So now we're looking across the street at this tree. That's our favorite tree on the block. You know what I mean? We gave it a name. You know what I mean? My man Lurch the perch. He had a banging ass perch. You know what I mean? That was just, it was beautiful.
Waiting for a treehouse.
Listen, it was waiting for a bird to land and perch on it. Nice. Listen, I used to pray to the bird gods for this shit, man, and the sun gods, because I'm like, yo, this is the perfect branch. I need something to land here and just scowl over the neighborhood real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need that in my life. Right. I need that visionary, like the Beastmaster. Like, I could almost attempt to call the nigga like, ah! You know what I mean?
Falcon life. That Falcon life.
Real Falcon come to the arm. You know what I mean? So that tree, and we're looking at it, and the fucking thing, as the wind's blowing, now it barely got any branches, so it's kind of rocking. Now, the first
starting to get busy.
Right, the first thing you see, I'm scanning because it was very weird. It was real dark, and then it did this thing where the sun was really bright, but the wind was still blowing, and then you fade, and over to the right, it just got real dark and gray. It's like, how is this happening right now? Everything at once. maybe even a sprinkle came out. Might have seen a snowflake, nigga. I'm not sure. But
Yeah, right. That was the bomb. It just went boom, all 4 seasons, and then like
right,
disappeared. It was fucking weird.
It's a confetti bomb of seasons, nigga. Just but so now we're sitting out there, and then we're talking to the neighbors out there. Now the guy's telling me across the street, he goes, now because I go over to the tree, and I'm looking at the bottom, at the base of it.
Yeah, see if it's
as
strong
it's
in the
swaying.
roots.
Yo, the roots, there's a part of the wood that's sticking up, and the shit's like kind of doing one of these at the bottom.
Oh,
I'm like,
it's over.
I said, I don't know if this one's gonna make it. I'm looking at it. The guy across the street is like, hey, I've been complaining about the tree for a couple of years now, because a tree from my side of the street fell onto that tree and caused damage to it. So they were complaining like, yo, there's damage here. This tree's probably not gonna make. You gonna take it down or what? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's kind of an old tree. It's got damage. You know what that means?
Yep.
It's gonna go.
Even if you don't want to do the full remove, at least cut it down to just, a 10-foot stump, whatever.
Right. Just give it a big stumpy. Go big stumpy on him. So he said he was complaining about this shit, nothing. So now we're looking at this, like, I'm like, look, I said, I'm looking at this. I said, this thing is rocking. I'm looking at the root. It's only a matter of time. Because, the best way to explain it, folks, y'all know what it is. It's like that wiggle tooth, nigga. You know when you got that tooth loose? Or how many wiggles does it take to that shit on roots? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Keep giving that go. It's gone.
Yeah.
But so now I'm sitting out there now. The people where I'm looking at where it was going up, and I'm looking at how it's coming up, and I'm like, the way that's looking like it's going to fall, it's going to land on these people's house. Now I'm saying this to her, and I'm like, yo, it's going to land on these people's house. She's like, yeah, I don't know. So now we're sitting on the porch, and we're out there watching it. Now she's got her camera like ready to catch action all day. Yeah, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I said, nah, it's looking real crazy. I said, yo, I gotta tell them something. I don't know. Like, they just had a baby. They just came home with a baby 2 days ago, type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck.
So I'm just like, I don't know. And she's like, you don't want to really bother them. I'm like, but yeah, you kind of do.
Hey, listen, I would go ahead with, if a tree was gonna land on my house and somebody knew about it, I'd hope they'd tell me.
Right. Because at first she was worried about me going over there, and I'm like, yo, we can't be right in the I said, I would, if something would have happened right now, God forbid there's something that baby, man, I'd fucking lose sleep that I never said anything or, attempted to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
There would always be the what if.
Right. So then I'm like, all right. I was like, fuck, man. I said, I can't. I'm fucking rocking now. I'm rocking in the chairs. Like, yo, I gotta go. I seen it go real fucking, like a real big wave. I said, I gotta say something. She's like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Now she saw the big one. She's like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I know I'm right. Let me.
That shit's about to go down.
Right. So I trollop across the street and shit, and I knock on his door. Now I'm scared because I'm like, now I'm knocking on his door.
Yeah. Knock, look back, knock, look back.
Right, because the tree's like right there, and I'm knocking. And like, hey, what's up, man? I never introduced, but I'm across the street, man. But yo, I'm looking at this tree. I'm gonna let you know, it's looking like it's coming down, man. It's the way it's rocking, and when I'm looking how it's coming, it's looking like it's gonna fall right on your house, man. I don't know your setup, but if anybody's in that third floor in that top part, you might want to not keep them up there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh no, good looking. He comes out, goes and get on shoes or whatever. Comes outside to move his car because the car's in front of the house, but right by the tree. He moves the car into the parking lot, bro. Into his driveway, moves into his driveway, no bullshit, goes in the house. 5 fucking minutes later, not even, the tree comes down while I'm out there.
Boom.
So we're outside. Now, the whole setup is crazy. We're outside, so now we're looking at it sway. So now we come off the porch because the sky was looking crazy.
Yep.
It was looking real dark, real. So we got off the porch like, oh shit, look at this shit, look crazy. So now we're looking at that, and she's trying to film something else after she was, filming the tree all day trying to get that. So she's, looking. And then I seen some dude coming up the street. He came around the corner. He just looked weird. He had these bright ass orange gloves on. Dark skinned dude, bright ass orange gloves on. You know what I mean? He kind of just stopped. Right. He just kind of stops out the blue. Then he takes his gloves off, and then he's sitting there, and he's like fiddle fucking around with his sweatpants, almost like P's fixing his string.
Yeah.
But it looked, and he was doing, and I'm just like, yo, this motherfucker looks strange right now. Why? What the fuck is he doing? She's like, what? I'm like, I don't know. I was like, well, I don't know. This guy, like, he up to something? Why he just looking crazy? Now he's on that side of the street, but coming up the street, he's not that close to the tree, but not that far. Yeah. He kind of stops. He's doing so. When now we're looking at him, and while she's looking at me, we're both looking at him. We hear, and then we turn and fucking look, and it's coming down. Damn. Boom! It hit his fucking house right there. She was like, I lost my footage. But so then I ran, I knocked on the door. His wife came in the door. She's like, fucking, I'm like, yo, you guys, everybody's okay? She's like, no, we're okay. and it went through the roof and it busted a window too. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
Up in that floor. I don't know what that setup is like up there, but
Yeah.
I hope he definitely fucking, after I told him, was like, yo, don't nobody go upstairs. And I hope he did that and not just be like, yo, I don't know what that nigga wanted. Whatever. Yo, what level I was on, bet? Yo, bet, how my shit go? You know what I mean?
For real.
And then lucked out. You know what I'm saying? But yo, man, we out here trying to save our neighbors, man, trying to do neighborly good, man.
I hear you, man. If that was me, if you told me that shit, I would have went out there and at least thrown a rope around it and tried to see if, like, yo, is it loose enough to take down into the middle of the street? You know, something like that.
The tree was huge, man. There's no way. You know what I mean? That tree was too fucking, and the wind was too bad. I mean, yo, across the street, off to the far left or whatever, the guy's fucking shingles. You could tell he needed a new roof job. Well, he definitely needed one now because them things were fucking coming off like fucking little saucers, man. You know what I mean? Chinese stars, you know. Tin roofs were coming off of like sheds down the street. You heard them fucking whipping around. Like,
yo, one child policy, dog.
Yo,
take the damn roof off.
Take the roof off. Yo, but it was an event, man. It was wow. You know, so I'm just sitting now. I got neighbors I've never seen before. Where the fuck these motherfuckers came from? Like, oh, he's up the block. Okay. Yep. But yeah, just to give y'all, let me give y'all some context on site. Like,
talk to him.
Let me hold on. Let me move my setup. So I'm gonna give you a context on site to show the people how close I am to where the shit went down. You see, I'm in my zone, in my era. All right, I'm gonna just flip this camera right here. Look, are we out here?
Take us through. Boom.
Why out?
There it is.
My cat. Don't mind the cat, but yo, we ground zero.
That's good cat footage right there, though. That's good cat footage.
She want that tree too. You know what I mean? We probably got our squirrel out there.
Yo, but so real quick, that if you maybe before you go away, that tree is sitting on the house still. Yes,
the fire department came out, assessed the situation, put their little yellow tape up there. They went up on the roof. They made sure that the tree wasn't
it's still on the house.
Right. And they never attempted to cut. I mean, I guess it's somebody else has to come out, or I don't know if he's responsible, but they stayed there for the night because I guess it was deemed not hazardous to that point where you couldn't stay there. You know what I mean? Yeah. They were there for a little bit, the fire department and whatnot.
I wonder if the town just has to come around and get it eventually.
Well, they were around everywhere.
I got messed up on the way home by them. I got stuck for like 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, it was real out there.
They just straight up have like 8 people on the side of the road picking up branches and toss them into the crusher, into the grinder, whatever it is behind them. It's a crazy scene out there. Did you guys lose power?
No power. That thing was a clean hit. It didn't take any lines out. You know what I mean? Wow. But when I say clean hit, folks, I don't mean that man's got some problems right now. He's a young guy too, man. Young homeowner.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He probably looks like, I would say, in late 20s, early 30s, maybe.
Hopefully he's got that, insurance payment up to date, man, because they'll try anything to fuck you big. Oh no, you were 2 weeks late.
And this is me just assuming he's the homeowner. He might not even be, because I've seen like somebody older come by, parents before or something, but you never know the setup. But he was taking on initiative. He was handling everything. Fire department on the phone with who he had to talk to. So
sounds like it's probably him.
Yeah, so he's handling his business. But
I was lucky. I didn't have anything damaged, but I lost power a couple times. So I had like
for how long?
I don't know, because it was during my sleep. And so like I kept waking up because the fan kept going off. And so then it would get really hot. Because it was like hot as fuck and still humid. So like you noticed when the fan went off, and I would wake up like, oh shit. And then it just kept going on and off during the night. And but when I woke up for work, I woke up at 10 p.m. and my shit was back on. So it was cool.
Right.
I wasn't bad. My car was straight. The only thing was on the way to work, I got detoured because all of Route 34 was no electricity. It was crazy. All the cops did, or whoever did, was they just go by and they put stop signs on the side roads. That's it. So
I was ducking wires on side streets all day yesterday, man. Fucking had to go underneath wires that were scraping on my hood and shit. Scared he's gonna get caught on my antenna and fucking get dragged up the block, like crazy shit.
Right.
Trees were everywhere, man, by the cemetery. It was like some, like, I'm like, damn, it was that bad. I mean, I saw the winds here. I felt the shit, obviously, but it's like, man, and that tree, you think about it, man, how many fucking hurricanes that tree done been through, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You could tell from the size of the tree.
And this was
it's
the
been
one
there for a long time. So
yeah.
That's why I like my man Perch, man. Rest in peace. I might have to go steal a couple of chunks and shit to throw in my fire pit. You know what I mean? To show him a little homage.
Yo, burn the perch. You might have to burn the perch.
Might have to burn the perch. I mean, yo, when I see him out there chopping, I'm like, yo, Balaam, help me out before you throw that in the wood chipper. Help me out real quick. Won't you dice me up?
Weird? It didn't rain though, like
No.
barely. It was really just wind. It was a fucking windstorm.
Hence the reason why places be having wind fucking insurance. Just for wind you need insurance for, you know what I mean? Glad you signed that motherfucker.
That wind warning.
Yo, that wind insurance though, nigga, is for shit like this. You know what I mean? I'm assuming maybe a wind insurance, him being a homeowner, maybe that covers that with trees falling on your shit. I would assume that's what wind coverage is about. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the depth, but hey, the wind caused the tree to fall on my house. Isn't that wind?
Like, was it raining? Well, no. Right. So then
you know that
it was wind.
No, but you know that shit they slide in there. When they try to keep law and religion separate, but they'll throw it in there when it comes to law when they want to. Yeah, that was act of God. Yep. Motherfuckers like, yo, what if I said I'm an atheist? What you gonna do for me? Right? What if somebody says that shit? Like that's, I mean, people say what they want, but no, somebody might not have that belief. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, so what that mean? Act of God? What God? I don't believe in God. Who gonna pay for my car?
I know.
You know what I mean? It's like, I've seen that, man. I've seen that at places I worked at before, and it happened where they parked in a garage that, for the building they worked in, that they pulled a deal off where they were able to park there. Not everybody gets to it. They were able to park there. Nobody said anything or whatever because they worked in that building. Now, big ass icicle came from the building and landed and hit them, shattered the windshield. You know what I'm saying? So now the employee was trying to get proper due from the company she worked for what fell off their building, and but they hit her with the act of God joint.
Whoa.
Like, oh, hold on, wait, that was on. And then they not only that, they also slid in. You weren't even supposed to be parking there. Well, I've been parking there because I work in this building. I've been doing a project on such and such floor. Yeah. But you was never authorized to park there. Like, yo,
authorization.
Right, yo, it's that shit they hit you when it's like, oh, you motherfuckers are snakes. Okay.
You was never authorized.
Right. Instead of just like, hey, damn, that sucks that happened to you. I kind of feel bad for you. Maybe we can help you out somehow. Right. Even if they said, look, I'll give you more hours. You want something? They instead of blaming me and walking away, like, oh, there's nothing to see here.
That's crazy.
I'll
tell you another thing I learned yesterday, though, was just call the fucking plumber. It's, trials and tribulations of owning a home, but it's just call a fucking plumber because, man, my sink was fucked up for like 2 months. I'm trying, Drano Max, Drano Central, Drano, Remix. I'm trying everything.
Remix.
Yeah, I'm dumping baking soda and, vinegar down the drain. I'm doing boiling water down the drain. This motherfucker was here. This motherfucker was here for 15 minutes. I bought the snake and everything. I could, but they had the diesel snake. They came in with the motorized snake. 15 minutes done.
Cigarette on his lip and shit.
But I'll say what was nice is it wasn't my fault because it was a glob of hair. So I'm like, good, homie. It was not my fault.
It's a big glob of hair. Yo, you see this, big? I mean, so there you go, homeowners. When you get it, all new homeowners, when you buy something new, home of your own, make sure they no hair in them pipes, nigga.
For real. But at least it's good too, because now I'm like, hey, if I ever have a problem, now I know a company that I can call. Because everyone, like, you want to have your mechanic on deck, you want to have just your different set of people on deck. So it's nice to know.
You have a good encounter, you have a good transaction, you like the service, the price is okay. You're my guys. You know what I mean? Yeah. So how they come over, if they come over like assholes, all that shit means something. And that's how I pick, that's why I fuck with my man Dr. O. That was I just like his swag. You know what I mean? It's
Yep.
kind of like, whoa, what's up? All right, boom. I'm gonna send you out. He'll send you out. You know what I mean? All right, boom. Go get this done. Get that done. We're gonna run everything. Run all your numbers, nigga. All your numbers. Like,
Run them all.
Run them all, B. Check my levels, man. That's what it's all about. My levels. Levels is good.
Oh, and another thing that had added to the stress of the storm and all that stuff. What's the energy company that begins with Ever? It's like Evergreen or Ever something. Doesn't matter. Whoever the fuck that is. But I have IU. You know, I have UI. My bad. IU. UI.
I was like,
IU.
I thought you were talking about energy saving companies now.
Yeah. So
the meter guys.
Yep. So I got a phone call. Hi, this is Evergreen, blah, 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 whatever. It's an automatic message. Your service is due to be disconnected in the next, half hour. Call us back at whatever number. And now I'm like, wait, are they doing this because of the storms coming? Are they going to shut off stuff? But then I'm like, I don't even have Evergreen. So then I call UI and the lady's just like, yeah, that was a scam call. They were trying to get your information. Like, that's what people do now. And I was like, whoa, I didn't even know that was, I didn't know people were in the scam game, in that direction of like,
energy.
We're going to shut off your power in a half hour, call us back, and then pay your bill. Because I was like, I was like, I only owe, my past due bill was $47, and it's not even past due. Right. It's, my next payment was $47, and I'm like, they're not going to shut my shit off, and it's not even due yet. And so, but I just wanted to call to make sure, and it was interesting to learn that's a new scam. So if you get a call from an energy company, that's not your energy company, because my thought was, I was like, maybe Evergreen is like the parent company of UI, and I had no clue. So that's why I called, and wait on the phone with that horrible ass waiting music.
I just got one of those, man. I got one was it last week? A scam they tried to get me. It was excuse me. They called and tried to tell me that my Social Security was compromised. This is the Social Security. Your whatever was compromised. Stay on the line. Some automated shit. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yep.
What they're gonna do is they're gonna get on the line and go, hi, this is Social Security. Boom, 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 boom. Just to verify who you are, can you just tell me your social? Yeah. And you know what I mean? And people are like, oh, thank God you're on the phone. Oh, my social is 06. You know what I mean? It's like now you and it's like, okay, sir, we're gonna look into this. We're gonna get right back to you. Thanks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hang up the phone. They got your info. Now we're gonna start opening credit cards and doing dumb shit in this nigga name.
Yep.
And it happens. Fraud is a thing, man.
For real.
People get got. You know what I mean?
You got.
I don't know. I don't know if I ever had fraud done to me. Somebody stole my wallet. I left in a cab. They found it, but they decided to go to Walmart and let it melt.
Swipe it.
And I ain't even had that much money, but I had that no cap on that bank account I had. You know what I'm saying? Where it allowed me to go over kind of deal. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then so I'm like, yo, how the fuck they spend that much? I didn't got that much in there. Then I said, oh, I got that kind. Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna change that. We're gonna change that.
Overdraft protection.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna change that. We putting that radar right there. We're gonna protect all that.
Yep.
Yeah, them motherfuckers went and spent like $400. I went to Walmart yelling, like, how do you let somebody make a $500 purchase without checking the ID? I don't know, because it didn't say it on the card. So make sure y'all sign your shit, because that's what they hit me with.
What? That your card wasn't signed?
Well, it was like because because it wasn't signed. Yeah, it was somewhere it had to be signed. What was it? Because it was something with the signage. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, or like it has to say to check for signature or something like that. I forgot what the fuck she said to me, but it didn't make sense. And I'm not making sense explaining it right now. But I know when they told me, I was like, what? It was like,
I know what they told me and I didn't like it.
Right. It was like, I forgot she worded it. It was so long ago, but it was like, I know I was thrown back, like, yo, you don't check for that shit. You know what I mean? Like, come on now.
Yeah, because I would think over a certain amount. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Like a certain amount, you automatically. But nah, as long as that card go through, ain't worried about it. Nice. You know what I mean? And it was a whatchamacallit. That's why, because it was a credit. And I'm just like, you didn't check the whatchamacallit, the signature that match.
Yeah. They used to be like always.
Right. Oh, not unless the card says or something like that. Some shit was along the lines of that. And I'm just like, huh?
Yeah.
The fuck you want to weasel out some bullshit right now?
Mm-hmm. Young Weezy.
Young Weezy. But I tell you, man, riding around at work though, you know, I mean, with all this back to the storm shit, man, it was like just trees after trees, highways, signs uprooted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of the first I've seen, and I've, you know, we've been through some hurricanes and some big windstorms, but I don't know if I ever seen an actual on the highway, a fucking billboard was damaged and halfway on it falling.
Yeah,
Like
true.
the whole infrastructure was like falling. I'm like, not
Whoa.
just not the material what they put up that's peeling off. No, it's the whole
Yeah.
fucking infrastructure. So I'm like, that just was more than likely a very old one. You know what I mean? There wasn't one of the newer digital ones. It was still the ones where they roll out paper. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because, you know, the newer ones are like all digital now and shit. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers probably getting in accidents because they trying to like, yo, that shit was just, what was that thing you just said? You trying to wait for the ad to come back and you just fucking rear end somebody. So they're kind of a bad idea if you think about it, man.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like, yo, one picture per billboard is stop trying to just get more money out of niggas.
One picture is plenty, dog.
Right, but that's a money thing. Yo, how can we get more money? Oh, we'll get digital joints and we'll flash their fucking, but somebody gonna fucking kill themselves trying to see your bullshit 10% off your shoes that motherfucking, you know what I mean?
DSW.
Right, yeah, thank you. That one. Initially I used to not know what that store was and people were so excited. I'm like, what is it? Oh, it's a shoe store. It says, I mean, I've been there. I wasn't wowed as much. I mean, I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah, I've never been to that one.
But it's like a cult. There's like a cult following to that shit, man. Like a DSW cult following. Yeah, like niggas between that and the online one is a cult following. Zappos for shoes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's a fucking cult following for that. Oh, Team Zappos, them niggas is out there, boy.
Doing a lot. What else is happening, man? Yo, sports, basketball.
Oh no, man, we can't brush over that wild shit that happened in motherfucking Beirut. Wow, I mean, shit. Man, oh man, for those people and the families that they lost people, man, hearts out to them, man, because that's like what they said, thousands of people injured, and like I think the number was in a couple hundred right now dead, man.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't hear any news. I only saw that video like 50 fucking times, different posts from everyone.
Right, that's what main thing that's showing is the actual explosion itself. They said it was some kind of chemical or whatever, but that was being stored there. But man, if that shit didn't look like an atomic bomb, bro.
For real.
You know what I mean?
That mushroom cloud was real.
Right. And then they were like, oh, you know, because, you know, I guess our boy Agent Orange in the building had called out that it was the terrorist that he called the terror attack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Agent O called it out like, yo, it's a terror attack. Like, what? The people over there said, nah, bro. That's the people that are in front line of this shit. I think
speaking of Agent O, not Joe Biden, but Joe Biden's wife has come out and said that Joe Biden will debate Donald Trump. And which, like, I think they're both psychos, but oh my God, that's going to be entertaining television, bro. Now, mind you, we haven't seen no shit like this in 4 fucking years where these two motherfuckers are going to be on stage at the same time or virtual, however the fuck they do it, talking like on live television, bro. Memes forever.
Right.
Just good, juicy
how many blacks do you support?
Forever.
I used to stand side by side with a black. How about you? If you're not down with the blacks, you're whack. Am I right or am I
right? Yo, when Joe Biden was like, you know, and black people, they would see my leg hair in the pool and they would just love it. And it's just like, do you know where you are? Bro, I need you to go home and Google Joe Biden tomorrow. Because I'm giving you too many brand new stories that have been shining in the news, brother.
Of things he said. Wow. God. I never was pro Joe, so I don't, you know, I just really never really.
You know what? And two, bro, I don't think anybody is. It's just not him. That's it. It's orange man bad. That's a syndrome that's out there.
Oh man. What was that prediction? There was a prediction out there supposedly that Trump was gonna win again, but then get assassinated. And then the Antichrist is coming over after him.
Whoa.
That's what they're saying. Trump's not there.
I could see them taking some shots because he's one that they have not taken shots at. How we're just like, yo, they're going to try to kill him. And now it's been 4 years. And I mean, maybe somebody has and it's quietly taken care of, but I am surprised that it hasn't, you know, popped off.
Attempts, right? I mean, for the pure hatred that kind of he helps spew. And from the other side of that, people that feel the total opposite of him, like they get mad enough they want to fucking do physical harm to the nigga.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. You know what I mean? That whole, because they never went out in the fucking woods and screamed at the top of their lungs.
For real, you gotta get it out.
You let it out. Now you want to take it out on that motherfucker because you're angry.
Yep. Got to take it to the streets or take it to the woods. One of the two.
Don't take it to me. Don't take this the wrong way. When I say this, people, Trump's not the enemy. Not my friend either. But the shit that's going on in life is bigger than that nigga, man. You know, and he's just a big shit stir. You know what I mean? That's how I see him as. Just an old man in the fucking balcony of the Muppets. The racist version. You know what I mean?
That's the thing, though, too, where it's like, and I have to stop saying the word like, and one day I'm going to put a just rubber band on my wrist and snap it whenever I do. But what I feel is, I think it's tough for us at late 30s, early 40s to relate to a 72, 74-year-old man. And I think that works vice versa. Because I think it also goes to like us trying to, you know what 15-year-olds do nowadays? I don't, but whatever they do, I bet you that I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you got to remember
that I don't want to do it.
Right. And that big gap that you're saying, that 30-year gap, when we were fucking kids, these were the young people running the world that were at, you know what I mean? I remember those kind of, you could remember the arrogant assholes who they became. Like, you know what I mean? You can remember those people in the 80s, how they were, the smug fucking pricks that now they gain power and time, you know, whatever. You know, they knew people, hand wash the other, however that's working. You know, it's working that way, but they got there. And now it's like they're running the show, but they all have a similar way of thinking that they can't share with people because they'll lose the people. Lie to the people to win the people.
Ooh, hearts and minds, brother. We talk about hearts and minds all the time. Mm-hmm. And I also think like in every branch of government, in every position of government, there should be terms. Like nobody should be able to be in government for fucking 51 years. Like Joe Biden, like, because that's one of the problems that I have to where I'm like, yo, if it's fuck Trump, let it be fuck Trump for real reasons, because I don't like the fucking guy either. But so when you dislike him for real reasons, when all these people that have been in politics for like 30, 40, 50 years are like, and Trump ruined it. Trump's been there for 4 years. You've been there for 50 fucking years. Like you didn't get nothing done. So let's, you know, we can't do the fucking, you know, rocks and stones
so,
shit.
So what were you doing throughout all these other things that have been going on when you were part of the government to have a voice and a vote?
But now it's Trump's the worst person in the world, and he's the reason for all the. It's like, nah, no, he's not, man. It's
You've bumped into. He's ran into so many motherfuckers just like Trump throughout his whole political career, and you never attacked one of them. So fuck yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Everything
like
was going smooth, you know. And now
because you were getting yours, and that's what they fail to realize. As long as you're getting yours, it's put a lid on it. You know, until the cover's blown, it was like. I ain't know none of them niggas. It was him.
Exactly. It's always somebody else. It's always no. It wasn't me. It was I got you know mad pictures with the dude. I didn't know him though. You know what I'm saying?
Like, one magical word. I want y'all to imaginarily see this. Just fucking accountability, nigga. It's very simple.
DDP accountability crib. Shout out.
So difficult for people.
Yep.
Because you gotta. Perception is better than reality for those folks. You know what I mean? It's
bars.
I want you to see me without seeing me.
And it's all about perception. It's all about propaganda. It's all about putting out what you want people to believe and it doesn't necessarily have to be the truth. You know, they say the famous saying, don't let the truth get in the way of a good story, you know?
Right.
They're just trying to tell the story. And man, I'm stuck because like, we have to see who Joe Biden's running mate is going to be, because that's going to be the person that is going to be going against Trump. So I think that's when we're really going to see explosions pop off, because it's been damn near weekend at Biden's, brother. I'm telling you, like, you know, we're just playing around, but bro, you got to Google, like, just like, you know, Joe Biden compilation. And I bet you it's wild. It is wild. And and you can do the same exact thing for Trump. Like, I'm not sticking up for the dude. All I'm saying is like the people out there.
Don't make them squeaky clean is what it is.
How we were talking earlier about like, I can't stand when somebody's lying and you know they're lying and you let them know that you're lying, that you're lying and they're lying and everybody's fucking lying. And we have to then pretend that things are okay. Like, you don't want Joe Biden to be president. It's just that he's not that guy. But I would respect people if they said that instead of trying to pretend that Joe Biden is fine and everything's good and he's not fucking, he's gone.
Like you said,
I've seen the dementia in both of my grandparents, and it's like, that's what that dude's like. He has no fucking clue where he is. There was a new one last week where, he comes up to the stage, bro. He comes up to the mic and he goes, "Hey, welcome to the Boys and Girls Club in Cincinnati." Yeah, I know. I used to work there. Yeah, no, that's not where we are right now. Okay. Bro, like he's gone. Like he's not there. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, if somebody's voting for him, you just have to understand that is happening. Like, we can't just pretend that that's not happening. You know what I'm saying?
Green Party, man. Who's in the green? I don't even know. It's like, do we
have
to choose one?
So Kanye's running as an independent, so we're not going to do that.
Kanye's running independent as he's going through his divorce, and he's gonna probably first order is probably gonna get to remove Harriet Tubman's name off of all properties within the U.S. confines. Anything that has to do with Harriet Tubman.
Dude, Kanye is just in a mental episode right now, I believe, and he just does not really understand what's going on. I feel like because everyone's had it before. Everyone's had the adrenaline rush, manic state, but when you have a chemical imbalance, sometimes you stay stuck in that manic state. And manic states are great for like productivity, but it's not. You can't sustain it for a long time. Like that's the what was that movie where they were doing Adderall, but it wasn't Adderall. It was like the wonder drug that the dude took, and he fucking.
Oh, that was an old one. What the fuck was that?
What's it? Because it was Christian Bale, right?
Yeah, that was a throwback. That's a throwback joint.
But it was dope, and everybody.
That was that drug. Yeah, it took you to another place. Yeah, I remember that.
But that's what it's like riding that manic energy, and like everyone has those where you're like, oh man, I should call it boom, and I want to make plans, and then like 2 hours later, you're like, I don't want to do none of that. And I know I don't want to do none of that. Oh, I'm glad I didn't call like 15 people and try to make some plans because, but it's just when you have that chemical imbalance and you try to ride that wave too long, that feels like what Kanye's in is he has a million ideas, but doesn't know how to get any of them done and isn't properly conveying, sometimes when you have so much of a thought that you can't get it out quick enough and your mouth doesn't keep up, it's tough. I know the feeling.
I know, I definitely do, man. This is why I stumble out the gate in life. It's just like everything's coming, and then it's like the more it gets kind of put into, and then when you revisit it and it comes, and you got other things, and it's like the fucking buckets are overloading, and then you fucking, I've learned that it's always that, in time is always that. Okay, stop, shut everybody the fuck off, pick one, focus.
Yep.
Put them in the bucket, slow it down, pick one. You know what I mean? Instead of, because everything comes, man, it overwhelms. You know what I mean?
Exactly. One thing that I've learned, and I just wrote down, so the name of this episode, because we always say the name of this episode and then we always forget it at the end because of short-term memory loss, brought to you by marijuana. So stumble out the gates of life is, what we got there.
Nice. But, stumble out the gates of life on them. Give it.
See, and then with the short-term memory loss, I forgot what I was going to say. So shout out to me.
Shout out to them for doing that for me.
Shout out to them for doing that shit to me. Okay, no, I got it now. One thing I read was, and it was great advice that I've tried to implement as well as I can. It was, don't multitask. And I was like, I'm going to try it. And it's been working for me. Do not multitask. Do one thing, finish that thing, put it away, do the next thing. Finish that thing, do it. You know what I mean? Like, don't wash one dish, then vacuum for 1 second. Then, it's do that, then do that, then do that.
It's a life of leaving lids off, man. Every fucking lid is off.
For real.
Fucking lid. Ew. I get the lid on one of these motherfuckers at a time. Too many open lids.
Exactly. I'm the same exact way, and I've been trying to change it, and it's tough. It's really tough, especially when my fucking my washer dryer and my AC, and I had a fucking clog at the same time where you're just like, I want everything fixed immediately. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, exactly.
Only if I was an avatar. Only if this was an avatar, and if I was.
Yep. And then sometimes we try to do everything at once, and we get nothing done in return because it's too much. And I need to stop saying that word. There's definitely people that you have smoked with in the past who they smoke, and then it's the ideas. And it's the ideas, and it's the ideas. And that's where they stay.
Where they stay, in the cloud. I've been known.
Done in a cloud.
Listen,
done in a cloud.
Everything's going in the cloud. I'm telling you, that's a hit because it's the thing.
Yep.
It's like, oh, and it's like, yo, that's so dope. And it's like, usually you're doing it with what you need is the sober person around you that's good with note taking. Yo, the one that says, yo, write that down.
Yep.
The one that reminds you, yo, put it right now. You're gonna forget. Put it in your phone, at least in your notepad. See, now there's no excuse. So I didn't have a pen and a paper. No, nigga, right in your hands, man.
It's there. We got it.
I mean,
For
so
life.
I can't get no excuse. But I get caught. I still, you know what it is sometimes, man? It's still that getting just living in the moment. You know what I mean? Of getting caught in the moment. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's kind of like, you know, like shit. I probably could have caught that tree falling. You know what I mean? But like, I'm in the moment of what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Running, knocking on doors and shit. You know what I mean? It's like
A lot of sensory overload.
Right. I think a lot of like nowadays more too, especially with the phones and shit, man. Everybody else would have just sat there and waited for the shit to fall. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna sit out here and I'm gonna I can tell it's gonna fall in the house and record it and wait for it to fall, and then you'll hear their voice on the recorder. Yo, I told you that was gonna happen.
Yeah, and then catch the aftermath of the dude walking out of his house like, oh,
right.
You know what I mean? Like
my fucking wife was up there,
tell
and
him
now she has
instead.
a concussion. She's bleeding from her head. She was, you know what I mean? Then it's like,
Right.
oh shit, that just happened for real? Yeah, motherfucker. Because your ass is being stupid. You know, you get in
real
the
life
moment.
happens on the other end of that screen, homie.
I know, and it's tough because you know, a lot of what we do is capturing things. You know what I'm saying? And man, I there's so many times I kick myself in the ass because like, damn, I should have got footage of that. You know what I mean? It's because I'm so busy being caught in moments and shit, man, that it's happening. You know what I mean? I did not what was it? Maybe a month ago. I might have talked about that on one of the podcasts where I fucking ran and fucking helped some people that their fucking house was on fire over there in the back. The porch in the backyard was on fire. I'm in my backyard lighting my own fire, my personal hand lit fire. You know what I'm saying? I'm out
fresh.
you know what I mean? I'm doing what I'm doing. And I'm looking over there like I'm smelling like, oh, somebody got the fire pit or
Someone's
something
got it
burning.
going. Yeah.
They got it going early. Now it's 9:00 in the morning, man. You know what I'm saying? 9:30. What? It's a nice day. Like it shouldn't
a
be
light
hot.
burn.
Right. You either getting rid of some shit or you're burning your wife. Either or, it's the same shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but now I'm looking, I'm like, oh snap, that's like a fire. So I kind of march up the street a little bit in my little chocolates. I got my slides on. I go up to the end of the block. Now I get over there and it's like the people are like, yeah, it's over there. It's in that backyard. So now like there's a guy back there and it's like the smoke is coming from the porch. There's fucking fire coming out. So there's another guy back there. I'm out there with him. So now I'm banging on the fucking door, waking up this whole family. And there was a lot of people in there. You know what I mean? It was like, boom, boom, banging. You know, it was a Spanish family. They woke up. They, you know what I mean? They all, you know what I mean? They were like kids with coal in the eyes and like, yo, get everybody out. I don't know. There's something in the back on fire. It was the porch. And now I'm like, these guys got the hose out. They're going up, and he's telling the guy in the thing. He was like, the guy's like half sleeping. Yeah, the guy's like half sleeping. That who lives there, and the guy that's like his neighbors, like we're all like kind of the guy next to him's got a hose out. The other neighbors like kind of running back there, and he's telling him, he's like, yo, move the grill, and he's like, so now he's doing the back step, like telling him. So when I'm not where he's at, I'm just seeing him. So I see him doing that. So what do you think I'm doing? Now I'm chopping back. You know what I mean? I'm straight backpedaling and strafing. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at niggas. You know what I mean? I'm R1 nigga. I ain't hit the turbo yet. You gotta tap the turbo. That's burst. That's a speed burst. You gotta tap the burst. You know what I mean? And then he's like telling the guy to move the grill. Gonna find out it was a fire. It was coming from somewhere, but they were out there like all day. I think it climbed through the wall. Like it came from like the basement, you know what I'm saying? And it came out, an exit point it was coming out of was the back porch. So it started burning.
Yo, clean that lint trap in your fucking dryer. Let me tell you that right now. If anyone's listening to this, do it as soon as you're done listening to this. Go clean your fucking lint trap in your dryer. Cause people, that really happens, man. That really happens. I'm about to do
myself. And it's like, and it come right from that basement. What happened down there? Listen.
Yep. Cause there's that lint trap. Then there's even the exhaust pipe, that foil looking, exhaust pipe off of a dryer. That shit can go, man. If people aren't paying attention to that shit in a dry ass basement, it's been hot as fuck outside.
Yeah, listen, man. All I know is these motherfuckers, I don't know if they do it, but they need to tally up You take a vote for the neighbor of the year out this bitch. You know what I mean? I'll take my award however they want to give it.
That's another thing I was thinking. I'm like, what if you didn't do what you did? Butterfly effect again with you, exactly, saving across the street, and then because you're saying you're walking up and people are like, yeah, it's over there, carefully, he's a hero, whatever they're saying to you, but he's
that was in my head. It was yeah. But it's either you're a reactor or spectator. You know what I mean? That's most of those things. Homie? Yeah, like it's like I don't run in there bullheaded, so it's kind of like I'm gonna go to where the action is, but
cautiously.
I'm like, oh, hold on, let me see what's going on. Like, you can't just run in there like, hey, there's a fire. You know what I mean?
You gotta keep your head on the swivel. Keep your head on the swivel.
What's the fire looking like? How big is it? All right, first things first, man. Everybody's back to try and fight the fire. I'm like, get the fucking people out the house. That's what I'm thinking. Pounding on the door, bam, 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 bam. Wake the fuck up, nigga. Get your family out the house, man. This shit's on fire. You know what I mean? They out running out, kids in diapers and shit too. They had a posse up in there, man. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, what the fuck? I mean, the house didn't catch up. It didn't get to a big fire.
Yeah.
But shit, y'all was still
not
sleeping.
What you want. Yeah. Hey, any fire inside of a house is good enough, bro. You don't need to
qualify
it with anything.
Well, because initially I thought it was just the porch. I'm like, well, the porch they didn't really get in the house, but couldn't find out it was going on and like towards the house and kind of crept up. Because what happens is when those fires start, they go in between the fucking siding, man, and they just breathe. It's air in between the siding. So when the fire comes, it's just like a fucking backdraft through the whole thing.
That's wild. Yeah, because it compresses too as it sucks the air out.
So it's like that. It's like a wind. It's like that little air tunnel right there with the fucking fires. It's like going like fucking Dazzling, man, right through the fucking walls. That's crazy.
You got to also think about whatever's living in those walls too. Imagine what they're going through. Because like people say, the Titanic was a tragedy to everybody except for the lobsters. The lobsters in the tank must have just been like, this is a fucking miracle. You know what I mean? We're back home.
The lobsters that were dinner. It's like, yes, nigga, thank you.
So you got to think about like whatever's living in there. There's probably a squirrel that's got mad stashes in there forever. And then it's like,
that's what I was thinking about that tree that fell, man, because well, we looked at that. We watched that tree all day, every day when we came out in the morning. We had a little conversations, coffee and convo. Be out there, and we watched them birds, all kind of birds used to be up there. Woodpeckers used to be up there and shit. Blue jays and the squirrels that lived in the tree and the fucking little cut off little nubs. There was holes that we used to watch them go in and out. So I didn't know what happened when they fell, man. They must have scurried quick. Somebody make a joke, say, oh, it's probably like the stash house and shit. The niggas grabbing nuts. Yo, hurry up.
Get what you can.
Get what you can. Yo, flush it and go. You know what I mean? But
I'm. Oh, man. Cameron, I needed that. That was the last 60,000. Oh, that was such a great rant.
Oh, man. What was that on Blow?
That was, no. That was, what's his name? He went on to do the fucking, Chantix commercials, and his face looks like Ray. Oh, come on, he was in everything. Ray,
the guy who did the wait a minute, the problem child guy? Not him.
Ray Liotta.
Oh, Ray Liotta. Plastic face. Yes.
Now, unfortunately, but back then,
back then, but now it's like back then he probably could have got that little fucking, but that gave him character to look scar on his lip and shit. You know what I mean?
But yeah, like that was the scene in Goodfellas when they were getting run up on by some government thing, and like, he had fucked up forever. This was the last chance, and they gave him some more coke, and then when the cops knocked on the door, his wife flushed it all down. But like, he went downstairs and he got rid of the cops fine. Then he came back up and his wife had flushed the last thing. Come on, Karen, because he's all coked out himself.
I remember that scene.
That was the last 60,000.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Yeah, he was fucked up. That was
that was like the end of the rope.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Hey man, I think we might have hit the end of our rope here on this episode of the Watermelon versus
Ropes
podcast. Talk to
there's always new ropes. There's always new ropes. There's always new things. But I want to give a special shout out to my little pastryette. You know what I mean? Because we got little pastries in the making. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my baby girl. Yesterday during a tropical storm, which she kind of was in the house making some cupcakes for us. I gotta show you
Bro,
love,
I
nigga.
thought you were announcing a fucking pregnancy, dog. Holy shit.
Not for my 11-year-old, I kill a nigga.
I was like, where is this going? No, because I didn't know if you were referring to your girl or your girl at first. And okay,
Right.
we're here.
We gonna
man.
have a baby. Nah, man, we fixed around here, dog. Booyah! Beautiful, elegant cupcakes.
Yeah, that's like how we were talking about that sun energy. That shit looks like a beautiful flame almost. Yo, let that candle light the way.
Let me show you niggas what's popping. Let me show
For
you
real.
niggas what's popping real quick.
Look at that fire nipple, dude.
Hey, man. Nigga.
What's that inside? Is that a strawberry type?
She put strawberry jelly inside, baby.
Whoa.
Jammed it.
Preserves?
Preserve, dog. Yeah, we don't do jelly. We do preserve, nigga. All the little giblets, you know what I mean? Little teethlets, you know what I mean? All
Real fruit.
My young pastryette, man. Hooked it up. Making a nigga proud.
Carrying on the baking tradition.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's always
beginning of the night.
And shout out to these unsponsored chips, man.
Crispy
bacon, man.
Nice.
They kind of taste like bacon. It's just more smoky. Mesquite bacon. It's just smoky mesquite. Yeah. Barbecue without the barbecue.
Yo, set your oven to 350 and just bake. Let's go.
Tweet.